The kindest thief in the kingdom, Dandelion Underbough. Morning light spills through the carved bone shutters of the guest hall in Stone Petal Lodge, a warm and lively establishment in the capital of Groth Mall. Dandelion Underbough, the halfling, steps into the sunlit hallway while adjusting the clasp of his travel cloak. Behind him, leaning in the doorway, a busty orcish woman with strong arms, a proud posture, and kind amber eyes looks at him playfully. She is a well-respected comfort attendant in the cultural tradition of the orcs, healers of spirit and body who provide warmth, conversation, and safe rest for travelers and warriors returning from harsh roads. She had held him close all night, intimately nursing him from her breasts, like a great hearth fire in the cold of winter. Halflings sleep deeply when they feel safe and their bellies are full, and Dandy had slept better than he had in months. Dandy places a heavy pouch of gold into her hands. Then, with his signature grin, he slides one extra ruby atop it, glowing like a captured sunset. The orc woman blinks. Her breath catches, not for the wealth, but for the gesture. She steps forward and envelops him in a warm, squeezing hug that lifts his short frame clear off of the floor. Walk well, little fox. May your shadow move where it wills. She places a gentle kiss on his forehead, an affection mark of her clan. Dandy's cheeks redden. And may your fires never dim, my dear powerful lady. With a jaunty tilt of his hat, he turns and strolls into the bustling morning market. Sunlight spills across Groth Mall's bazaar, a riot of color, laughter, and scent. Spices swirl in the air, banners flap high, and traders call out their wares. Dandelion Underbough strolls through the crowd with hands tucked casually behind his back, whistling a tune too cheerful to suspect anything at all. Ahead, a human noblewoman, silk gown of emerald green, rings on every knuckle, is haggling boldly for rare dyes. She's surrounded by guards who are bored more than vigilant. Dandy approaches her like the picture of innocence, wide eyes, rosy cheeks, hair tousled by the breeze. Noblewoman, cooing. Oh, look at this darling little traveler. Aren't you just precious? She reaches down and pinches his cheek fondly. Dandy laughs, high and delighted, and in that moment, when every eye is on his smile, his fingers move like whispers. The coin purse is gone before even the shadow of a thought of suspicion forms. The noblewoman beams, none the wiser. Dandy bows, tips his hat, and vanishes into the festival crowd like a drop of sunlight swallowed by the sea. Finest tavern, Copper Dusk. A massive long-house tavern of carved oak and polished horn stands at the market's edge, already noisy despite the early hour. Dandy bursts through the door, coin purse raised overhead. Dandy, cheerfully. Breakfast is on me. The place erupts. Tankards slam, drums start, someone grabs a lute and starts a tune that has not been legally allowed since the great bar brawl of '92. He orders a skillet of sizzling boar bacon, loaves of honey-crusted bread, fried potatoes with herbs and butter, and a round of drinks for every soul present. And then another, and another, and another. Villains and heroes alike clink glasses at the same table. Mercenaries arm wrestle priests. A necromancer is teaching a bard how to whistle through his ribs. And in the center, Dandy is standing on the table, boots tapping, voice bright and ringing like a festival bell. He sings a halfling tavern march, one that goes, "Raise your cups, let troubles fly, laugh so hard the night runs dry. Heroes great and heroes small, we drink together, one and all." Soon the entire tavern sings with him, shouting the chorus so loudly the rafters shake. And when the purse is finally empty, when every cup runneth over and every belly is full, the whole tavern lifts Dandy into the air. They hoist him high, laughing, cheering, calling his name. Crowd roaring, "Dandy, Dandy, Dandy." He bows midair like a stage performer before stepping lightly from one handhold to another to the doorway. At the threshold, he turns back and gives a single radiant grin. Dandy, "Remember me when you're hungover." The tavern roars with laughter, and as he leaves, they break into applause strong enough to shake the doors on their hinges. Dandy steps back into the sunlit market, light on his feet, warm in his chest. The day has only begun. Cathedral of Radiant Triumph. The Cathedral of Radiant Triumph rises like a mountain of marble and gold at the center of Groth Mall. Its spires glitter so brightly in the sun that travelers speak of seeing it from leagues away, like a spear of light thrust into the heavens. Inside, banners of past crusades hang in glorious rows, depictions of heroic victories, saints, and legends carved in frescoes across the dome. At the heart of the cathedral stands High Luminary Ser Veron the Triumphant, a cleric of unmatched fame. Beard of silvery white, armor gilded and polished, voice like rolling thunder. His sermons are performances, fire, fury, song, prophecy. He does not demand donations. His charisma simply inflames the devotion of the crowd. Around the hall, the collection plates are held by paladins of the Golden Rose, veterans of wars long past, scarred, stern, radiant with divine aura. The mere presence of one would make most rogues faint from caution. Dandy arrives. Dandelion Underbough slips inside just as the sermon crescendos. He looks, as always, like a cheerful barefoot traveler. Small cloak, sunny grin, hair bouncing with each light step. To the paladins, he appears not as a thief, nor a legend, nor a challenge, but as a child of the road, a life they once swore to protect. One grizzled paladin, face lined, scar crossing his brow, breaks into the smallest, rarest of smiles. He leans down and ruffles Dandy's hair. "Blessings on you, little one." Another gives him a gentle tap on the shoulder. Another laughs and gives a half hug. Another playfully wiggles fingers near his ribs and draws a delighted squeaky laugh from him. The entire circle of mighty warriors, titans of discipline and judgment, soften in his presence. And while they beam warmly down at him, Dandy's hands move like whispering silk. Coins disappear like dew under sunlight. Not stolen with malice, but simply redirected, destined for joy. When the sermon ends and the last "Amen" echoes off the marble, Dandy slips out with pockets jingling like festival bells. The Grand Carnival of Sunday. The Marketplace Carnival is in full bloom. Ribbon dancers on stilts, singers with harps and drums, vendors frying sweetbreads in butter and honey, the air thick with cinnamon and laughter. Dandy heads straight for the ale and sweet cake lane, and the celebrations begin. He pays for everyone in line, then everyone not in line, then for the people who just seem like they could use a smile. Children cheer, vendors wipe joyful tears, old folks join hands, young couples dance and blush and kiss. 3 marriage proposals happen before noon. The entire carnival quarter transforms into a spontaneous festival of love and human warmth. No banners, no planning, just pure overflowing happiness. Musicians gather, a circle forms, hands clap, feet stomp, and in the center, Dandy. Lifted, spun, hugged, sung to, danced with, his laughter rings like the bells in a spring morning. Children trail him like ducklings. Mothers kiss his forehead. Fathers lift him onto their shoulders. Friends and strangers alike call his name. Crowd. Dandy, Dandy, Dandy. The air tastes like honey and sun-warmed cider. The world itself seems lighter. And when the final coin has been spent, when every heart is warm and full, he gives a flourishing bow, tips his feathered cap, and slips away into the glowing afternoon. Behind him, the crowd erupts in a thunderous ovation that shakes the festival stands. Joy has been delivered, and quietly, gently, he is already gone. Den of dice and shadows. Beneath the lantern-lit streets, behind a carved iron door marked with a wolf's grin, waits the black velvet den, the most infamous gambling hall in the region. Here, fortunes change hands with a whisper. Blades are drawn for less than a glance, and no one enters without understanding. Luck is a predator here. But Dandelion Underbough strolls in the same sunny whistle he would bring to a picnic. The room hushes. Hardened rogues, scar-cheeked duelists, mages with burnt fingertips, and mercenaries built like sea cows look to him. They expect a fool, a mark, an easy picking. But what they see is a bright-eyed little halfling with a smile as warm as midsummer and the easy open confidence of someone who trusts the world to be kind, which is disarming enough to make even killers hesitate. He hops onto a stool at a high-stakes dice table. The game begins. Dandy plays with cheerful eagerness, asking how the rules work, even though he knows them perfectly, laughing when he loses, complimenting every winning hand, blushing shyly when players give him advice. The most scarred, battle-hardened killers find themselves explaining patiently, "Hold your dice looser, lad. Don't smile when you bluff. Oh, gods, he smiled bigger. Fine, fine. Like that." They ruffle his hair. They call him kiddo. One massive mercenary actually adjusts his stool height for him so his feet don't dangle. Dandy loses, hand after hand, coin after coin. His purse empties like a rain barrel in summer. And when he finally folds his last bet, he gives the table a bright, sincere bow. Dandy. "Thank you all so much for playing with me. You were very kind." He shakes each player's hand warmly, offers them each a heartfelt compliment, a smile made of honest sunshine. And while they are softened, unguarded, and nostalgic for something they never had, their purses vanish one by one, light as feathers lifted on a breeze. No one notices. No one could. Because just for a moment, they all feel good. And that is the real magic. Farmer's Market Feast. The afternoon sun is golden over the rural stalls of the farmer's market. Normally, it is a quiet place. Thin-faced workers selling produce to scrape by, coins counted carefully, meals stretched as far as oat and broth can go. But today, Dandy arrives with a sack jingling like festival bells, and with a grin that could wake spring itself. He declares, "Everyone eats today." And the market explodes in joy. Fresh bread wheels spread with honey butter, roasted pork and herb sausages steaming, cheeses sliced thick and shared wide, sweet berry pies warm from traveling ovens, cider, mead, and ale poured into every tankard. The poor eat until full, the tired laugh until breathless, The lonely dance with the hopeful. Fiddles appear, feet stomp in dust. Voices join in merry chorus. A farmer's busty daughter lifts Dandy in a hug the way orc warriors lift their comrades, big arms, spinning him laughing through the air. Grandmothers kiss his forehead for bringing life back to their children's faces. Children pile onto him in giggling swarms, his cloak now a cape of happiness. Fathers, drunk with joy, raise tankards high. To Dandelion Underbough! And the crowd roars, to the sun-smiled halfling! Young lovers propose, emboldened by warmth. Old rivalries dissolve in embraces. Field hands dance reels barefoot in the grass. And when all bellies are full, and all hearts are light, and all stores are shared until nothing is hoarded, Dandy bows, hand over heart. He leaves behind no hunger, no sadness, no wallets heavier than another's, just happiness overflowing like summer rain. And as he departs, the market shakes with applause, not for wealth spent, but for joy restored. The end.